high windy conditions have created more work for tri-state firefighters these days, but area fire departments also cite a lack of judgment on when to burn as another factor.
After 15 mutual aid calls for the Macomb Area Fire Department this year alone, WGEM's Dylan Smith reports that there's no such thing as being too cautious.
Trying not to blow away might be too much to ask.
It doesn't take much at all. It's just everything's so dry now.
But Macomb Fire Chief Dan Myers says choosing when and when not to light a flame outdoors isn't.
We've had 15 calls for mutual aid assist this year, so it's the most I've seen, and that's just since the beginning of the year.
Red flag warnings and wind advisories are no stranger to the tri-states, but Myers says the last month in particular has been especially busy for fire departments. Last Friday, the chief says MFD responded to a fire call that stemmed from a resident trying to cook on a fire outdoors. Just days before that, mutual assistance to a burn that he says claimed upwards of 70 acres on Wigwam Hollow Road. The potential cost, $9,000 to first responders.
Some of the brush trucks and stuff, the actual cost for those to run are $200 an hour.
Those embers, once they get into the atmosphere, they can be traveling a long time.
Edgar Rodriguez with McDonough County Emergency Management says it took crews more than 5 hours to contain a blaze just south of Colchester earlier this month. He says quick storms simply aren't enough to bring fire threats down.
Now you have more dry soil underneath that is less permeable, and when you have another storm that comes through, the absorption is even worse.
In Macomb, Dylan Smith, WGEM News.
And that was Dylan Smith reporting there. Macomb Fire Chief says there were no injuries in either fire last week. He says if you're in doubt on whether to burn, check the weather or call your local fire department.